We're going to be talking about the 10 tips for government contracting cash flow to make sure you can keep that money being produced, because that's an important part that we got to have in order to stay afloat, is what we call it. A majority businesses get shut down within the first 3 years of business, and honestly, it's because they don't have their cash flow correctly. So we're going to be talking about that today, understanding how to make sure that we stay on top of that game. I always like to give a disclaimer when I talk about financial things and let you know up front, I'm not a financial specialist. I didn't go to school for this stuff. I'm always going to advise that you go get a person that did go to school when we're talking about financials to get a plan for you, because the things that work for me may not always work the exact same way for you, especially when we're talking about finances. So I do want to make that disclaimer up front. But appreciate you guys for hanging out with me here today. Make sure that you guys are hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and share this information out. Don't forget as well, let me know where it is that you are calling in from in the chat. Calling in from, where are you viewing in from in the chat? It's always a time to network with each and every one of you guys. So you never know who's watching the videos now or watching on replay, and they may need some assistance. So make sure you always put where you're from there in the chat, even if you're watching on replay. But if it's your first time hanging out with me here, I do appreciate it. I go live Tuesday through Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time zone. And on Wednesdays, I usually dive into government contracting. So that's why today we will be talking about those 10 tips. And I got to give another disclaimer. I hope you guys don't mind, but as I was developing the 10 tips, I actually believe I went to 14 tips. So do you guys mind if I give you 14 tips instead of 10 tips? I hope, once again, that you guys don't mind that. But let me tell you guys a little bit of housekeeping stuff that we got before we get rolling here. Dr. Travis Davis been doing this government contracting thing for a little over 10 years, and I've been educating thousands of people in government contracting and consulting to over 28 businesses in government contracting, which is what I actually tried to get you guys to understand is to, yeah, you hear him crying back there in the background. Nike, they said, shut up. Come here, Nike. He wants these treats. But anyways, I want you guys to be in the mind frame of consulting so you guys don't have to really focus too much on all of the things that you lack. When you do consulting, it's really you understanding building your resources up and solving the problem, however it needs to be, whether you're going to be the prime or the sub, or if you're not even going to be a part of the deal, period, you'll be a consultant to it, and you'll take percentages off the deal while the parties you brought together handle the actual business, which is the lane that I honestly like to be in the most. I'm trying to get that to the point where that generates the most revenue, opposed to the government contracts, because I don't like responsibility as far as the employees. Like I honestly have gotten tired of the whole employee thing and all that stuff. So that's what I teach you guys for the consultant lane, which is anything. It really doesn't matter what you do. But anyways, we're going to dive into these 10 tips here today. Before we go through that, next Tuesday, we got to do a little bit of housekeeping here. Next Tuesday, we will be talking about securing your future. That's on our Dollars to Cents podcast. If you guys haven't checked out that podcast yet, make sure you get over to YouTube and check out our Dollars to Cents podcast. We always say if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Our goal is for you guys to not get scammed, without emotions. We're trying to get you to get logic put back in before you start making these purchases and making these money moves. So make sure you guys check out that Dollars to Cents podcast. Next Wednesday, we will be talking about the products that the government purchased. For all of those people that want to sell products to the government, Well, next Wednesday, we will be going over that. That is a place that I got started in, generated quite a bit of revenue from it as well. But of course, that's not a place that I advise people to stay because it is work. It is work, but it could definitely put some money in your pocket. So make sure that you guys are going to be here next Wednesday to learn about that. And next Thursday, not next Thursday, tomorrow, we're going to be talking about these Facebook ads, these Instagram ads, and showing you how in small business money flow, you can utilize that to quickly run these ads. Sorry. All right. Anyways, but we're going to be showing you guys tomorrow how you can quickly run these ads inside of the small business money flow. And I've never ran into a business that doesn't need leads, and that's another issue that I've been noticing as I'm helping out you business owners, is that you guys don't have the systems in place to generate revenue from B2B, B2C, and B2G. And most importantly, you don't have a lead generator in place. Like, you got to have something that is driving people to your system. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow at 7 p.m. when we go to run these ads. Nike, come on, buddy. You got to stop. I'll give you the treat in a minute. Goodness gracious, this dog. All right, so let's dive into this. We're going to be talking about these 14 tips that I got for you guys to keep your cash flowing when it comes to government contracting, which again is extremely important because without that cash flowing, well, the doors get shut down. So let's dive into this thing. Before I get started, how many of you guys have already registered in the SAM government contracting database? Put a 1 in the chat if you have already registered in the SAM system. Put a 2 in the chat if you have not registered in the SAM system yet. Because I may have to tell some of these tips in a little bit different way depending on where you guys are at when it comes to government contracting. But I'm going to dive into them. And as those come in, because I always remember I'm on a delay here, as those come in, I'll adjust to how I give you guys these 14 tips out here. All right, we got a lot of people who are already registered in the database here. I see on Instagram, we don't have too many that are already registered in SAM. So some of this stuff may be a little high level, but those of you who are already registered, hopefully this stuff starts to make sense to you guys. But this is all going to be business, period. So just realize and understand, even if you aren't registered in the same system, like, you still have to understand these business principles. A government contracting is a little bit different than, your everyday person that you see on the internet. Business to consumer and business to business don't have the same rules. That's why a lot of businesses aren't involved with government contracting, because there are rules. Now, can you get away with stuff? Yeah, there's always holes in every system, but for the most part, the government does a very good job at making sure that they put these firewalls in place to stop the average business just from filling out paperwork. And, by a bunch of paperwork, you can eliminate businesses. So they kind of get an understanding that, in order to be in this space, you got to have your stuff together. And when I say your stuff together, the most important thing is your books. Like, if you can't get these books right, we're going to be in big trouble. Okay. And you definitely don't want to get audited. But we're going to dive into these 14 steps. I just want to see who we got in the building real quick. We got Nadir out here in the DMV. I appreciate you hanging out with us yet again today. Gavin, hey, somebody beat you here first today, Gavin. Appreciate you out in Denver. We got Demita out in North Carolina. What's happening with you? We got Joseph out in Dallas, Texas in the building. Hey, I've been thinking about moving to Texas. I'm not going to lie. Okay, this has been at the top of my mind, but that's just a little heads up. All right, we got Larry out in Hampton, VA. What's going on with you, Larry? It's always a pleasure to see you. Timothy out in Houston, Texas is in the building. All right, we got Robert out in Duval. What's up with you, Robert? Hey, Robert's one of the hardest working men that I know. Lisa, what's happening with you out in Fort Worth, Texas? See, look, I got a lot of Texas people in here. Y'all trying to tell me to get to Texas. That's what y'all trying to say. Lewis, what's going on? Global Enterprises out there in Jersey. It's always good to see you in the building too, my brother. Hope that you enjoy yourself. But let's dive into this thing. The very first one, and I don't want to say anything is in any certain order, okay? That's why I actually ended up giving 14 instead of 10, because as I was typing, I was just going. But one of the big things that I've noticed here, oops, sorry, I got to get this other one off the screen, huh? Let me get this up off of here. Where's that at? There we go. All right, one of the biggest things that I noticed when I've been working with these businesses is, guys, I know they talk about the whole LLC thing, but when it comes time for taxes, and again, we're talking about getting this cash flowing, okay? So I'm expecting you to be doing business. Like this isn't a time I'm teaching you the ins and outs of government contracting. I'm expecting that you're running and operating a business that has money flowing. All right. You need to be taxed as an S corp. Now, again, I'm always going to recommend that you have a CPA and stuff when it comes to tax time, as well as we'll have this later on in the numbers, but you need to be taxed as an S corp, or else you're going to get taxed on the back end. And when we start dealing with government contractors, like, you want to be in the mindset that you need to get yourself on your own payroll. So let's say if you're making $100,000 in profit, like, you want to get yourself on a payroll that's reasonable. Now, they always throw that word out there, reasonable. So, something like 100,000, maybe I would say take $40,000 or $50,000. What is it? Look, I be forgetting the names. Salary. All right. So if you were making like $250,000, $300,000, like, I wouldn't do a 50% split. Maybe I'd do like a 30 or 40%. But again, this is stuff that you should be talking to your professional, and it's really about a plan. Your plan's going to really let you understand, what you should and shouldn't be taking, because you're going to spend this money, right? The plan will let you know how to spend that thing right there, all right? Number 2, all right? Never, ever commingle. Don't you commingle them funds, all right? You never mix this personal and business. The minute that we start doing business and you get in the mindset that I want to get in business, like, you should already have that separate entity, which has an EIN number, right? And you have a social security number. So since we have 2 entities here, we need to treat them like 2 separate entities. So how would I get this ball rolling if the business needs my money? Well, the business needs me, my entity, okay? It needs money from me. I need to write it a check, right? So now I have proper transaction and paperwork to show that I loaned the other entity some money. This other entity owes me my money back. It was a loan, okay? Now it's going into a separate bank account as well. I just separated myself. You need to also have a separate business credit card. You're not going to commingle anything personal with business at any time. And if for some reason you got to use your personal credit card because maybe you're stuck out there and you had to get gas or food or something. You didn't have your business card with you at the time. You got to use personal. Well, you need to be able to have a system to document this stuff, or you're just going to eat it. But we're not going to commingle our funds. I need you guys to type in the chat right now, I will not mix. Okay? I need you to understand that may be one of the most important things. I could even move that up to number one. Again, these ain't in no perfect order. Okay? But I do need you guys to really understand, do not commingle funds. All right? Number 3, have insurances. Guys, listen to me. You cannot go out here working or, having the vision and belief that you're about to do $1 million deals, $500,000 deals, $200,000 deals. Most of these deals that you're going to be making, these contracts that you're going to do, these sub opportunities that you're going to run across, most of these deals will be more money than you've ever made in 365 days in your life, right? So if something goes down, especially if you got employees and especially if you just wake up, right? We don't know what's going to happen when we walk out in these streets. You could get hit by a car. God forbid that doesn't happen, and break a leg. Or maybe, you get a sickness from traveling and you get yourself in a coma. You can't be the visionary of the whole business, the whole operation, and you go down on something that was generating revenue, and now it can't generate revenue no more. So we have insurances in place for this. You can't do $1 million contract for somebody else with employees out there, and an employee messes something up and you get sued and you lose all the money that you made. Listen, in America, there's 2 ways to get rich. You create a business and the business generates a lot of money for you, or you do the broke people's way and you sue your way to rich. So every time in this business world, I don't care nothing what employees say. You need to protect yourself from them. Because I don't know what clown you've hired, whether it's a contractor, one employee, you got a clown in your system. You could even be the clown, right? But the insurances will protect you, as well as the government's going to require insurance on a lot of these projects anyway. So go out there and find out how much, you guys need to find out how much all this stuff costs if you don't have it already. All right. Number 4. Also, if you guys have any questions at any time, put a Q in the chat, followed by your question, and I'll get to those questions at the end. Number 4, you get paid last. Guys, again, we're here to build wealth, okay? I'm not trying to get you rich overnight and you go blow all the money. I'm trying to get you guys to build something that no longer needs your time to produce the revenue. So we need to take the money that you think that you made and we need to reinvest it back into our processes, procedures, our systems, into humans that can run and operate things. But we in 2023, going into 2024, we got a whole lot of AI. We got SB money flow in place that could eliminate a lot of people that would cost you $80,000, $100,000, and you can let the tools do this stuff for you. But you need to make sure, definitely if you got employees or contractors, that they get paid first. And I know I've heard all of the stories out there. You pay yourself first. No, this customer ain't your average customer. That's why I try to tell, they over there in their lane, they're doing their work with business to business and business to consumer. I told you that lane got different rules. This lane over here, you can't not have the money. You know what I'm saying? You can't not pay your employees and expect them to show up to the customer site and perform and you talking about, oh man, I can get you paid next week. That's not going to happen in this space. You cannot afford for your customer, definitely if you were the prime contractor, you can't afford for your customer of the government to hear that you got financial issues. They'll never do business with you again. You do understand that they're paying you with our tax-paying money. They're supposed to be good stewards of our money. So if you seem like a company that can't handle their business, which is the money, well, I can't give you no business, right? So pay yourself last and get the workforce around you, the systems around you paid first, because that's going to maximize your return. Trust me, you want your system, you want your operations to maximize your return, not you. Your hands can't do but so much. So make sure you get paid last in this situation. Number 5, taxes. Pay them. I don't know what the hell I keep hearing all this stuff about trying to avoid taxes and all this. Like, y'all need to stop wasting your time with write-offs. If you ain't making $1 million, like, what you worrying about all this write-off stuff for? Do you understand? You go out there, you buy that truck because your accountant told you that you could write 100% of the truck off because it weighs a certain amount, or you're going to owe the $50,000, $60,000 in taxes. And you like, oh, well, let me just go buy the truck because I don't want to pay the IRS in taxes. Well, do you know what happens to your books when you keep buying stuff? You just tell the people that you need money from, because you're going to come across a point that you need money, you don't know how to handle money. And what I mean by you don't know how to handle money, you don't make no money. Every time you make money, you buy stuff. So at the end of the year, if you made money, the IRS would say, hey, look, we see that you made money. You owe us taxes. Great. Now I got a form that I can show I made money. I know how to move the money correctly. And here's the profit. I paid my share. Now I need some money from you. Because you see, I know how to work this. But I need a couple dollars from you. Now I can get my money out of the equation. I can start getting loan money and letting the loan money operate the business. But in the beginning, man, guys, ain't nobody going to give y'all money if you can't show that you're making money. It just don't happen like that. At least in my world. I'm saying, you could get out there and run the Navy federal plays and all that stuff they saying, but I told you the government ain't got time for these plays that y'all be trying to run. We want real legit business going on here. Ain't trying to run into no scam games. So pay those taxes. Now, I ain't saying every year. Don't get it twisted. Okay? I'm not saying every year pay taxes. But most of you guys aren't in a position right now that you should be playing around with reducing your tax fee. Right? You need to get the $1 million. That's why I want your money to go back into your systems, your processes. Like, now, if you're putting the money back into your systems, if you're putting it back into equipment, if you're putting it back into personnel of your business, that's fine. The reason why is because that's going to 10x your revenue the next year. But to go buy cars and, have meetings, family meetings during Thanksgiving that you then spent $1,500, or to play this trick with putting kids on payrolls and all this stuff, like, don't play around with that. Not right now. We in an area that we trying to scale and grow. We don't have enough money right now to play those games. A time will come for those games. Trust me, you'll know, because the IRS is going to ask you for $200,000. Now, okay, Now we need to change the way that we operate because that's just too much. I ain't telling you don't know about it. I'm just telling you stop playing them games right now. All right. Number 6, have a strong banker's relationship. I like a local bank. I get Bank of America and stuff is sexy. But what's that bank right in your backyard? That bank probably got a relationship with the SBA. If you need a good bank, I would like to pay attention to SBA banks. You go to SBA.gov, they got a list of banks that they partner with. I told you you're going to come across a point that you need money. Well, I know they got all these money options out there, but that local bank is probably going to give you the best terms because you're a local business. Not only are you going to get probably the best terms, but you're going to be able to build business relationships with people that you can pull up on. And trust me, that bank got a lot of information and they got a lot of relationships. Now, how do you go about building a relationship with a bank? You put money in it. You don't put $5 in it. You don't put $500 in it. You really want to try to put at least, when you open that bank account, try to put $10,000 in that bank account. And try to always keep $10,000 in that bank account minimum. That's going to help you build the relationship with a partner that says, hey, I'm giving you what you need. The bank needs money. I'm giving you what you need so you can put the money back out there. Because I'm going to come back to you asking for what I need more than that $10,000 that I put in there. But this whole process is just like networking and building a relationship with a loved one or a future client. Nothing changes. That's why the word relationship. All of the principles of building a relationship is the exact same. I don't care that I put a bank in front of it. It's developing a relationship, treating a person like a person. But you should go pull up on that local bank. Right. Number 7, we halfway there. It's business. It ain't personal. I'm saying. You have to have a business credit card, a personal credit card. You have to have a business bank account, a personal bank account. You should be operating when credit comes into play as much as you possibly can. Keep that thing business credit, not personal credit, because we ain't the same. Travis ain't Malmar. Malmar ain't Travis. Travis ain't Pure Money. Pure Money ain't Travis. Does Travis own and operate them? Yeah. But when it comes to the books and the finances, nah. Now, since I own and operate, I get to flow things how I needed to flow, but we keep everything above water. Your goal needs to stay business. Keep everything business. And the more money that you generate through this business, Pandora's box is going to open up to you. Now, I don't want you guys to have fear, even if you do have to use your personal credit, that you're going to mess stuff up, guys. I'm not telling you that's going to happen, okay? If you got to go down that route of personal credit to get the financing that you need to move forward, then do the deal. And then pay the money back. And then switch this bad boy over to business credit moving forward. But you got to get in the habit that I'm not commingling, as we already put that previously in the chat. I ain't going to commingle this credit either. You know what I'm saying? You told me you won't mix. Don't you mix that credit. Try to keep it separate at all times. Now, guys, we're halfway through this thing. I told you guys that we're going to have 14 tips. I know I said 10 tips was the title, but as I was typing this stuff out, I got 14 tips. Now, If you guys are enjoying this information, drop a fire emoji in the chat. That's the only way that I know that you guys are picking up what I've been putting down. If you got questions at any time for anything that I've gone over today, make sure you put a Q in the chat followed by your question, and we will get to that at the end there. Also, make sure, because you guys, let me give you a round of applause. You guys have been doing a tremendous job at continuing to share the channel out and letting other small business and entrepreneurs know about what we got going on over here. Continue to share the live feed out. We're trying to get everybody over to YouTube. So if you haven't gotten to YouTube yet, make sure that you guys join us over on YouTube, because all of the information that I talk about will be saved over there on YouTube for you to go back and watch. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys continuing to share this channel out and this information out so we can make a big impact in the community. All right, cool. We got the fire emojis in there. Now let's get back. We are at number 8. Strong agreements. Guys, this ain't the time to play. All right. I don't play when it comes to government contracting. I don't play with nothing that I do about government contracting. I may play around with the internet, and deals that I make with people on the internet, consumer deals. But when it comes to the government and the players in the government, whether I'm subcontracting, prime contracting, or whatever, I'm not playing no games, because this is my life. I told you most of these deals will probably be in the overall deal will probably be 10, 11 times more than you've ever made in your life in 365 days, if not 5, 10 years. So I'm not about to play around with nobody on this. I got to have strong agreements in place. Whether it's the strong agreement between me and the government, what is the strong agreement between you and the government? That's your proposal. That is your agreement with you and the government as a prime contractor. If I'm not the prime contractor, my agreement is with the prime contractor. If I'm a sub, my agreement is with the prime contractor. The prime contractor will construct the contract and an agreement, but I still got to sign off on it. I'm going to make sure that the terms and the information is exactly what I need it to be. Now, I do want to make it clear here. This is business, not personal. There's going to be a winner in business and there's going to be a loser in business. But if you're the loser, you ain't got to be a sucker. When I say a loser and a winner, I'm saying somebody's going to get 51% and somebody's going to get 49%. Or I may only get 20%, but I don't care what percentage I get. I'm not about to be a sucker of it. Suckers don't read. They just sign off and pray in good faith that everything is going to happen. God just going to work it out. God ain't got nothing to do with this. This is business. You need to read and make sure that you understand what the agreement is saying. Now, if you are a person that has employees, you need to have an agreement with them too. If you got that subcontractor and you're a prime, you need to make sure everybody understands pay. That is crucial. A very crucial part of the agreement is pay, especially if you're subbing the workout. You need to make sure in that agreement, it says that you're going to pay when you get paid. The subcontracting stuff. I'm going to pay you when I get paid from the government plus 5 to 7 days, because I can't get the check today and go write you a check tomorrow. It got to clear in the account first. Then I got to make sure my books and stuff is right. I got to make sure, I didn't flow things correctly. Then I'm going to cut you your check. Now, I'm not going to hold your money. I just had to make sure I get it all cleared and processed. And once it's cleared and processed, I cut you your check then. Not a second before, though. And I need that to be in the agreement when it comes to them employees. I don't know if I put this at another time. Let me see. Did I put that in there? No, I didn't. Cool. When it comes to the employee agreement, now, pay an employee sometimes determines the employee that you get. Some people like to get paid every Friday. Some people are okay with getting paid every other week. My preference, because the weight is on my shoulders, not the employee, and I ain't never, I always laugh at this thing that I heard one of the football games. How many of you guys heard the Texans owner, like them say, when the Texas owner said in one of the owners' meetings, he goes, we can't let the inmates run the prison yard. And he was talking about the NFL players with all these rules that they was trying to come up with. He was trying to say, yo, we can't let the players control, we the big dogs. Like, we got the money. We can't let them run the show. Well, without emotions, I understood what he was saying. Now, that's just for a whole nother story. But I like to follow what millionaires and billionaires do. They would never let the prisoners control the yard. You can't let the employees control the yard, right? So I'm not about to change up and lose money, because that's what's going to happen if you pay every Friday, right? You're losing money. I'm not about to set myself up in a situation that I can't cover payroll one Friday because I'm spending too much money up front because I need to keep an employee happy. That's what they used to getting paid. If you got deep pockets like that and you could do it, by all means, go ahead for it. You'll probably get some, better employees. Or I ain't even gonna say better. You'll have a bigger funnel of good candidates because they like to get paid. Employees like to get paid fast, right? My recommendation is to pay people on the 15th and the 31st, and here's why. When you come in as an employee, if you come in on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, if you come in on any of those dates, when the 15th comes, I don't have to pay you yet. You already know you're going to be in the hole. I have nothing to bill, right? You didn't submit your time until the 15th. So I can't pay you on the 15th because I ain't got no time to pay you on the 15th. Everybody knows this already. So I saved myself from paying on that 15th, and this gives me time that when I do submit the invoice to the government, they may take, products and stuff, they pay a little faster, but sometimes on these service-based contracts, they're going to take, definitely with like the Army, it's going to take you like 45 to 60 days to get paid. So what I'm trying to do is to save you so you can get the money from the invoices of your clients to cover the payroll so it don't come out of your pocket. If you pay every Friday, it's coming out your pocket. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you pay every Friday, like you getting up to 30 days and you just out of money. I ain't paid no money yet. My first payment don't come until the 31st. And here's the other kicker. When I pay them on the 31st, if they came in on the 7th, the 9th, the 10th, usually that first payroll on the 31st is not a full-blown payroll. I got people that had staggered days when they came in, so it ain't a full payroll. I'm still saving myself. I don't experience a full payroll until the second payment, which is on the next 15th. That'll be 45 days. That'll enable me to get that first check to come in and get cleared. Hopefully. If it doesn't work that way, then chances are you should have that check before that third payroll kicks in. And remember, the bank gonna need some time to clear the check too. Don't think just because you cash the check today that you got access to the money today. They need time to clear that. So pay them employees on the 15th and 31st if you can. But have all of this stuff in agreements. Whether it's a subcontractor, 1099, employee, prime contractor, everything needs to be tight in agreements. Tell me I understand in the chat. Type that. I cannot stress this part enough. And if you don't know about agreements, and I highly advise you guys, whenever it comes time to sign your name on a dotted line, when we talking about money, I need an attorney to look over this. You don't have attorney eyes. I don't have attorney eyes. They went to school for this stuff. I'm not about to sit there and try to act like I'm going to be the attorney. I may play like it until it gets to the time for us to sign on that paper, but I will have an attorney read over any agreement that I'm about to write my name on. All right? Great. Number 9. What we got here? Oh, last in the game. See, look, I got ahead of myself. I thought I had that somewhere. That's how you're going to last in the game, paying them employees on the 15th and the 31st. I want y'all to stay around for a while. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to me. Listen. The internet is scary listening to all these people give advice, man. They can just read a book and turn on a camera and start talking. It sounds believable. I want y'all to last. Number 10, you can't count. I'll let y'all know this right now. Like, yo, you can't count. I can't count either. I suck at counting. I'm letting you know that. And I love math. But once $1 million start running through your business, hell, I think I struggled starting to count when $80,000 started coming through my business, let alone when the million started coming in. Like, you just can't count. And what I mean by you can't count is you cannot keep all these transactions in order that you're going to be doing. You can't count taxes properly. You can't count profit and losses without systems in place. It got to be a system that does the counting for you, and then you got to have a specialist to look over that counting. If you can't afford the specialist right now, that's okay. That just means we need to make money faster. But what we ain't going to do is make a whole lot of money without having no systems in place. That's going to, listen, when you don't put a system in place to count for you, the only thing that's going to set you up to do is commingle. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I know for a fact. I know because I was there. If there's no system in place to count for you, I can almost guarantee that you commingling funds right now at this moment. Because you can't count. So what should you guys be doing? If you guys visit travisknows.com, let me pull this up right here. You guys can come here to travisknows.com. Oops, let me move this screen share up. I got it in front. Sorry. You can come right here. If you guys need funding, all right, I got a great company, Later Financial Group, that I work with. I've been working with them for a while. I love what they do. I'm not the money person, but they are. All right. You can go there, book an appointment with them. It's just like anything else. You're going to have underwriters, but they're going to talk to you first before they even send you through an underwriter if need be. So they'll make sure that they put you in the best position to get funding if you need it. Of course, I don't remember all the credit score stuff, but you can't have the worst credit, but you got a little something, you can get some funding. But QuickBooks, guys, if you come here, you actually will get 30% off for the next 6 months, is it? Right? Yeah. You can come click on this, get 30% off for the next 6 months. Like, you can't operate. You need this tool right here, this system right here. We talk about making money. Y'all said y'all want to be millionaires. So millionaires ain't moving $1 million without some financial system in place. It's just impossible because we can't count. I'm letting you know, I can't count. Any other millionaire that I've met, they can't count either. It's impossible. So invest in the system. Again, if y'all don't have the money for all of this stuff, that don't mean that you ignore it. That means that you find out how much all this stuff costs and you need to get out there and make some money. And I told you, you pay yourself last. You're going to make money so you can pay for the QuickBooks, so you can pay for the accountant, so you can pay for the lawyer, so you can pay for the employees, because this is how you're going to get free. If you don't put these people around you, that means you got to do everything. That ain't what I'm trying to get y'all to set up. And y'all gonna see why as we continue on. Number 11. Your kids don't want your stuff. Stop telling me that you're building this for your kids and your legacy. Your kids don't want your business. They want your money. They don't want the business. Give them the money so they can do their own thing, not your thing. You can't force your kids to want to do that group nursing home that you got. Like, that ain't what that ain't what they was put here for. You need to have an exit plan. What is your exit plan? I don't know, but you should have one. Do you cross $100 million and exit out of the business? Sell it. Do you plan to sell the business to somebody later on down the family? Do it. Are you going to turn the business over to somebody eventually and let them run it and you keep stock options or something of that nature? I don't know what your exit plan needs to be, but you can't stay in it all your life. I don't even think Jeff Bezos is running and operating a show over there at Amazon anymore. Everybody got an exit plan. I ain't saying that he didn't just got out. I said he not running the show. Number 12. Let them pay for that. See, you guys are often looking at business and all of this stuff that I'm showing you, even like the programs and softwares that I got and operate. You guys are looking at this stuff as expenses. This stuff isn't expenses. This is what you have to pay for to keep your business doors operating. So since I have to pay for it to keep the doors open, well, usually if you're in business, it's to provide a solution to somebody's problem, whether it's a person or corporation or the government. Your doors are open to solve their problem. Well, I need to know how much it costs to keep these doors open to solve their problem so I can charge them. Guys, this is why I, honestly be arguing with people, because deep down inside, I want to help my community on levels that they've never seen. Like, I don't make no money on the internet stuff that I create. I don't keep it funky. My government contracts provide me all the money. The internet stuff that I make the money with, I immediately put it right back into everything that I'm creating for you guys, whether it's personnel or these systems I'm creating. I understand in order for me to get the real service that y'all need, I have to make y'all pay for that. The prices that I got can't even stay there because it's going to involve me working, and I can't be the visionary stuck behind the computer. So I need to know the cost to run the show so I can make everybody else pay for it. That's the only way that I can keep the doors open and keep the solution being provided. If I don't associate the expenses of me running business back to my clients, I'll never stay in business. So that means you need to know how much it costs to borrow money. You need to know how much it costs for the accountant, for the lawyer. All of this stuff, guys, you don't have to guess. If you got a true plan, which I think I wrote that down here, maybe it's number 14 in the last one. I think that kicked in, like I didn't write plan. But the plan tells you how many times you're going to need the lawyer every year. You don't have to guess at how many hours you're going to need a lawyer for. It's already written out. So tell them how long you're going to need them and understand what that fee is going to cost you. So now I can make my clients pay for it, not me. I got to make a profit here, people. If I'm not happy, ain't nobody happy. I can't be happy and be broke at the same time. I ain't never seen a broke person happy, but I've seen a lot of rich people happy. And they say money can't buy happiness. I don't really know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Let me get the money and I'll figure out if I can stay happy or not. But I know for sure, I've seen the broke life. I experienced it as a kid. That ain't happy. You will go broke if you do not associate the cost of your business to go back to your customers. Guaranteed. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And we ain't going to do that. Number 13. Success isn't an accident or luck. I don't know what people talking about. You don't get lucky at this. This ain't an accident that you made $1 million. You planned it. You're either going to plan to win, or I can guarantee that your plan will be to fail. You can plan and map out every single expense that you're going to have. And if you know the expenses to keep your doors open is going to cost you $200,000-$300,000 a year, guess what? Stop trying to sell $5 ebooks. It just mathematically, it don't make sense. Instead, you should be going after clients that can cut you a $50,000 check, a $100,000 check, $1 million check, and stop playing around with the internet, man. The internet will come at some point. But you got to go bigger, and you got to go bigger now, because you got to keep them doors open. The big boys is what creates the wealth for you to come back and play around on the internet. And number 14, last but not least, I was trying to get all of this out in an hour. I'm glad I got it out in an hour, because Instagram, y'all going to get cut off in an hour. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. So when you guys get cut off, click the link in my bio, Travis Knows, and click on that YouTube logo. And you guys will be able to continue watching here on YouTube. Number 14, you need to watch that money daily. How many of you guys watch your money daily? Put a me in the chat if you watch your money daily. Put a nah in the chat if you don't. And be honest. You know what I'm saying? Do you look at your money every single day? I know I do. Every millionaire that I've spoken with, every millionaire that's been my mentor, every millionaire that's been my coach, they all consistently told me the same thing about this. You need to look at your money daily. And see, most of y'all say, I ain't got no money to look at. You being disrespectful to your money. How you going to say you ain't got money to look at, but yet you got a bank account? I didn't say that it had to be $1 million in the bank account. You got $5 in the bank account. That's money. You need to look at it. And what's going to happen, you keep looking at that $5 in your bank account, you should get disgusted at yourself at some point. Were you just going to keep looking at it and being excited that you only got $5? That's crazy. I don't know any person who would allow that to happen. But I'm telling you to look at it because I know that you're going to make a lot of money coming here in the future. And one thing that we don't want to happen, guys, I do not care if we got a financial advisor, which I thought I'd put that up here. Everybody, when you start making this money, you're going to need a financial team around you. You need somebody to teach you how to move the money once you get the money. Like, you don't need it right now. You can learn about it, hear about it. But you need to figure out how to flow this money. And then once you start bringing in this profit and this revenue, and we got to cover them high tax bills and stuff, we should be seeking the advisors for that help, right? But I never, ever let anybody be the decision holder over my money other than me. Ain't nobody taking money out of my account that I didn't allow to happen. Only thing that comes out of my account is like my automatic bills, and it ain't even all of those. You know? Some things that I just can't have go down, like my email and the license for my software and whatnot. Like I can't have that stuff go down because it will mess up the operations of my business. So those can take money out of my account. But can't nothing else take money out of my account without my permission. And even those things that take money out of my account, I look at my money so much every single day that when it comes out, I already knew. I want you guys to be so stingy with looking at your money that you could tell if a damn penny was missing out of your account. Guys, this money got some power. I don't know what people talk about, money ain't got power, but yet every day, every majority of the world wakes up to go get money, but yet it ain't got power. You will get slapped right now if you touch somebody's money, but yet it ain't got no power. Money has power, and we need to start respecting it like it is. $5 got power. $5 million got more power than the $5 got, but $5 still got power. You could do things with $5. I done got things moved with a pack of cigarettes before. Go overseas and watch how a pack of Newports can change your world. You know what I'm saying? But you have to respect the money that you get. You got to watch it all the time. If you do not respect it and watch it, it won't grow. You know what I'm saying? It'll stay right where it is. It'll stay right where it is because you don't watch it like everybody else watch everything else. You know, you watch the kids grow. You watch your plants grow. You water them. You look at them leaning to the side. You make sure you watch them. You watch your weight in the mirror. Some of you guys, like myself, we need to get back in the gym. We ain't been watching it. Right? Why don't we watch our money? A key to watching your money is you need to know the money in versus the money out. That's it. Simple mathematics. If you can add, subtract, multiply, and divide, you can be a millionaire. Because all you're doing is paying attention to the money in versus the money out. That's it. If you guys have these books and stuff in order, you will realize how to count better with your money in versus your money out. Example, somebody may look at like this is how I buy softwares. Things that I know that I'm going to use for a whole year, i.e. cell phones, softwares like an SB Money Flow, right? I know I'm going to use it for a whole year. Why would I pay a monthly when I could pay the whole year? One, I'm going to get a discount. Usually when you pay things up like that, you usually get like 2-month discount. So that's number one. That brings my monthly fee down that I was going to pay for anyways every month. But two, I immediately know the cost. I don't have to stretch this thing out. I know how much it's going to cost me right now to keep this thing operating for the whole year. And if you really start to break it down, you'll realize that, okay, if I got to pay $5,000 for something, let me divide it by 365. Like, let's do some math here, okay? Because this is when you start counting correctly and understanding this stuff don't really cost you no money. So if I got to pay $5,000, I told you if you could add, subtract, multiply, and divide, you could be a millionaire. So if I pay $5,000 for something, I divide by 365. That means that I need to make $14 a day to cover that software. I should be able to make more than $14 a day. This is why it doesn't cost. Now you'll realize when I start adding all of this stuff up, you'll see like, okay, if I broke everything down in 365 days, my cell phone doesn't cost me $1,500. It costs me $2 a day, right? My accountant doesn't cost me $90,000, $120,000. They only cost me $20 a day. All of a sudden, you'll see that the cost to keep your doors open and your business operating only costs you $180 a day. So that means when I wake my ass up, at minimum, I need to make $180 today. I can't go to sleep until I make $180 today. If I don't make $180 today, my doors get shut. Now, you can do the broke person strategy and only try to make $180 a day, Or you could say, well, wait a minute. I can go out there and get $100,000 contract and it covers all the days. I collapse time. What looked like I needed to make $180 a day, I just made it all in one day, and I now got 364 more days to do this all over again. You can't do this type of thing in anything else other than business. You're not going to get a job to do this type of math that I just told you guys right there. Business is the only thing that can do that type of math. This is why I want all you guys here understanding what's going on. And y'all got this. All right. Those were the 14 things that I came up with to help you keep that cash flowing and government contracting. Drop a fire emoji down there in the chat. If you guys picked up anything that I put down tonight, I'm going to go back through here and see if I got any questions from anything that I went over. Once again, I do appreciate you guys for hanging out with me here tonight. Make sure that you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, share this live video out if you felt that it was something that you know somebody needs to learn about. Lewis said, to get business credit, some places require personal grantor, which is usually your personal info. Do you recommend doing that to get started with business credit? If you have to, if you ain't got nothing, and that's what you got to go off of, you know what I'm saying? Do it. Another thing that I highly advise, and it takes discipline. Okay. I really, really hate this because most people ain't disciplined. Them credit cards can help you. But you got to pay that money back as soon as you get that money. And sometimes, guys, in this government space or, business space, period, if you ain't got no past performance, sometimes you may not make no money off the first deal. You just need to get the deal so you can get the past performance. Once you can get the past performance, that is your money. What do I mean by this? Guys, how many of you guys, let me ask you guys this. How many of you all, when you hear that people won $3 million, $5 million, $10 million, how many of you guys truly believe that they just became millionaires? Like, put a yes in the chat if you believe, like, if they just won a $5 million contract, that they just became millionaires. And it's okay, if you do or don't. Or put a nah in the chat if you don't believe this stuff. But I know you've seen it, right? So I say this because a lot of times, guys, like, that $1 million deal don't make you a millionaire. But what it does do, if I was to say, hey, I'm not making no money right now, and I want to generate a lot of money, if I can go big, or if I can go get a deal and I don't make $1 off of it. Now, I ain't going to say, I don't want to say $1 because we ain't going to go in the hole on no deal ever. I say we may not make no money, but we ain't going to go in the hole. When I say don't make no money, maybe you only make $100 or $1,000 or something, but we ain't going to not make no money, period. All right. But the reason I'm doing this is because the minute that I can run the transactions of $1 million play, the transactions is operating, I can prove that I was working because not only are the transactions there, I got the timesheets, I got all of the data to prove I actually did $1 million. Well, that past performance of $1 million worth of work is your $1 million. See, money ain't really real. That paper money, it's not like paper money ain't really a real thing. It's a concept that they've taught us. Like, money is everything. But that past performance paperwork is more valuable than that dollar money. It's more valuable than the numbers that they're punching in on the computer. Because I can prove Because don't nobody know what's going on in the inner workings of your business. They don't know if you made, if you did a $5 million contract, if $2 million of it was profit or $4 million of it was profit. Nobody really truly knows, but you in the IRS when it comes time for it. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, nobody's going to know. So that means, guys, I want to make sure that in my plan that I wrote out after I got these 2 contracts at $300,000 a pop, that's $600,000 that I just transacted. It was only to now go get that $1.2 million contract that's next in my plan. I'm only growing. I'm never going back. Like, you guys haven't noticed, I told you, I'm never going back to selling products. I was at a product sale. That's why I tell y'all follow me on Instagram, because I post what I was doing back in the day. Like, I used to sell products, but I'm never going back. That put money in my pocket, but it ain't put money in my pocket like this $4.5 million contract did. It don't put money in my pocket like the $2 million contract did, or the other multiple million dollar contracts that I had. It don't put money in my pocket like that does. But it's stepping stones in the plan. If you don't have the plan written out, you won't understand why you just had to take on that opportunity right there and not make no real money off of it. Because that paperwork was the money to prove that I could handle the bigger work. You don't need $1 in your account to prove that you can handle bigger work, guys. Because again, money ain't real. That may be a topic for a whole other day right there. Travis knows the knowledge, man. Raw, uncut. We need to hear this, business owners. I appreciate you right there. www. Let me put this in here too. www.travisknows.com. Remember, bookmark the link. You can spell nose however you want. Just put an S on the end. But if anytime you wake up and you thinking like, I wonder if Travis knows that, just go to the link. And you'll probably find tons of information there. If money don't buy you happiness now, you don't know where to shop. Come on, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, I like shopping overseas and stuff too, man. They got some good stuff out there to spend money on. Excursions, flights, I love all that. I totally agree. Past performance is the money. It's the way you can market your company and get future contracts. It is the only way. You know what I'm saying? It is the only way that you can prove to me that you know how to handle it. Guys, most big business, like, everybody can do business, guys. Let's just keep it funky. That's why I cheat. That's why I teach y'all how to cheat. I ain't met a person yet that is that special that I can't find somebody else to do it. Now, granted, there's a couple of them out there, but they ain't coming to work for me. And chances of me running across them probably slim to none. So that means everything that I do, technically anybody can do it. You know what I'm saying? So why wouldn't I cheat the process? And since everybody knows that everybody can do this work and that anybody could cheat the process, the only way that I can prove that you can truly conduct the work is through that past performance. And what I'm really trying to ensure is that if I cut this $1 million check to you, you're not about to take your ass to Las Vegas and trick it off. You know what I'm saying? You're not about to blow all this money that I'm about to give you. You prove to me that you're capable of handling $1 million coming through your operations. Outside of that, man, you can't just trust no stranger off the street to take $1 million to come in. I know they got good business and they got the solution, but money make people do some crazy things. And it happens every day to the person that you probably wouldn't think would do anything crazy about money. They do it. I laugh all the time because every time the 29th and the 14th comes, I always joke to my friends and say, man, you have to be an ethically good person to write $130,000 out of your bank account every payroll. You know, it hurt looking at the $130,000 ago. Now, is it going to come back? Yeah, but dang. You know what I'm saying? You got to cover payroll taxes, 401k. So I'm over here like, man, you know, technically I could just run off to another country and just keep all the paper. But no, that's what people do though. You know what I'm saying? That's why they want to see that past performance, to make sure I don't pay you that money and you run off to another island. You got to prove that you can do this stuff, baby. All right. The value of the contract may be $1 million, but it's how much you keep. Hey, it's all about how much you keep. I done seen too many of these people talk about they wearing $50 million in government contract. You're like, come on, man, come on, man. Wow, I was being greedy. I mean, most people are. It's okay, Devontae. I was being greedy in the beginning too. You know what I'm saying? Everything was about $1 to me. Usually, that's that mindset. And I made a video yesterday on our Dollars to Cents podcast going over millionaire mindset. I highly advise everybody to go watch that video if you haven't watched it, because you need to instill those principles. Usually what happened right here, you know, when I say that I was too, you know, we're all greedy. If you haven't learned how to not be greedy yet, then chances are you greedy too. You got to learn that money is of abundance. Nobody's taught us that. It's all types of money out here. You ain't never going to lose money. The only time you lose money is when you chase it. So we got to get out of the habit of chasing the money and understand the processes, how to do this thing correctly, how to charge correctly, how to put the systems and things in place, and then just go find the customers that got it. But money is of abundance. You just got to figure out how much you need. Because if you don't know how much money you need, you don't know how much to go after. So you just start doing all types of stuff. I'll take $10 here. I'll take $1,000 here. You know you want a $10,000 contract, but you know you ain't focused hard enough on a $10,000 contract. So you go back to the $5 opportunities and the $20 opportunities, when all it took was you to focus. And you would be able to focus if you could understand how much money you need. If you need $1 million, well, now you got an option. If your solution is big enough, if it solves a big enough problem, you could go solve a problem at $500,000. So now how many of those clients do I need? 2 of them. I got 365 days, 24 hours a day, over 4,000 hours every year to focus in and say, okay, well, look, I just need 2 clients at $500,000 to achieve what I want. Well, it becomes 10 times easier. If it's $100,000 each one, I need 10 clients. I should stop trying to talk to people with $5 and talk to people that got $100,000. They're not going to be on the internet. I'm telling you that right now. Like I told y'all, I do this internet thing. Like this is my hobby. This is what I'm trying to do. You know, when people say that you find your purpose, like I found my purpose. My purpose is to try to educate my community and get them up to speed to where I was. Cause I got tired of looking at the broke stuff. I got tired of looking at everybody complain when there are things that we could do about it. I understand that America is messed up. I understand that racism is still present, but that don't mean that Caucasian man right there in front of you is racist. And if he is, just move him over to the side and go to the next one. That don't mean that every bank is going to deny you. If that bank deny you, move that over to the side and go to the next one that was on your list. But we didn't put all of our eggs in a basket on just one. I told you this stuff ain't by luck. This stuff ain't by accident. We mapped it out. We knew that we was going to have to call 35 people to just find the one person that we need. But we just needed one. We didn't need all 35. But it's a numbers game. That's the way the business operates. If I reach out to 100, the odds of me striking out on all 100 will be slim to none. But if I just, rely on the first 10 and I get discouraged and say this don't work, then guess what? It don't work because you ain't working. It's just that simple. You think I got here because the first person I looked at just did exactly what I was telling them to do? Like, this is what you guys be asking me on the questions and stuff that y'all ask. Like, you're not working hard enough. You're not trying hard enough. You're not making people believe. I'm not going to believe that you can handle $100,000 contract, $1 million contract when I just met you yesterday. It just don't happen like that. There's a process to this. This ain't no $5 ebook. This ain't no $297 subscription payment. We talking about big money over here. Ain't nobody about to play with you. So you need to be on your P's and Q's, man. But at the same time, you need to know your numbers. You need to know your business. You need to know the cost of things. Because at the end of the day, guys, and what I've been trying to instill into everybody's mind, you don't start a business to make money. That's where your mind is at right now. Your mind is caught that I got to start a business to make money. I want y'all to get in the habit that the money makes the business. If you know all of your numbers, you will realize all I'm telling you is to know how much the accountant costs, know how much the employees cost, know how much it costs to get money, know how much the systems are going to cost to flow and operate everything. And then just go get the money. Go get the money loaned so this system can operate, and you're going after money. With recycling all of the money through the system. That's all you're doing is you're taking money from over here, you're recycling it through the system, whether it's money from a credit card, whether it's money from a loan, from a bank, whether it's money from your mother, your father, your friend, whatever. I'm taking the money, I'm putting it over here in this process, this system or whatnot, so that $10,000 can turn into $100,000. I'll take the $100,000, I'll pay off the money that I was borrowing, what I got left over, I put it right back into the system. The system now says, well, you need $300,000. I come back over here to the money. I grab $300,000. I plug it back into the system. The $300,000 now made me $900,000. I pay the $300,000 back. I take the profit. I put it back into the system. The $900,000 now makes $1.8 million. I now pay the $900,000. Do y'all see? I'm just moving money. Travis's hands never got tied down in the business because I can't be the visionary of moving the money and be solving the problem. It just can't happen like that if you really want to scale and build wealth. But if you just want to make a couple $100,000, then by all means, you can absolutely just do all the work. Don't get it twisted. Alan said, I'm late, but I'm a millionaire. Come on, man. Matter of fact, I'm late, Alan. I ain't tell everybody to type I am a millionaire in the post. Come on, man. How many millionaires we got out there? My bad. Look, Alan, I'm the one that's late over here. I can't believe that I didn't tell y'all. Go ahead and put that I am a millionaire in the post. How could I forget about that? You know what I'm saying? Biggie say you the GOAT. I appreciate you. Thank you, Travis, for finding it tough to negotiate international remote work with my clients in the private sector. Would GovCon be a more valuable option for a business? Yeah. Here's the thing with all business, I believe that you should have the 3 layers of customers: B2G, B2C, B2B. This way, when you have those B2B customers that are international and, things just ain't going in your favor at the time, you can lean on B2G or you can lean on B2C. That don't mean that we leave B2B alone, right? Maybe that takes a little bit more time, especially we talking about international, as you know, time differences and things of that nature. It brings challenges, right? So we want to make sure that we have all these different buckets that we can handle the different challenges as they approach and we don't lose revenue, right? But the government's international too, so that's why I love the government. They got plenty of international business. Plenty. Now, I always mix this up. One is OCONUS, OCONUS. I think that's how it's spelled. OCONUS and CONUS, right? So you'll see this in contracts. OCONUS and CONUS. One is for overseas opportunities, and one is for here in American land opportunities. But again, there's plenty of contracts overseas, and there's lower competition because most people don't want to set themselves up to do overseas business, right? So Dr. Travis Academy is fire. I appreciate that. Glad that you guys are in the academy here. All right, I don't see any more questions in the chat, guys. Don't forget, we got the 30-day challenge coming up, man. We got the 30-day challenge coming up. If y'all thought this was some information, we about to get busy in the 30-day challenge. If y'all don't know, if y'all haven't seen the stuff that we gonna be bringing to y'all, man, let me give y'all a little taste of what's about to happen here in this 30-day challenge, guys. In this 30-day challenge, I'm gonna be helping y'all build out those systems that I'm telling you, those $1 million systems. We're going to build it out. They can do business with B2G, B2C, and B2B. But most importantly, we're going to have, this ain't really, I'm teaching you guys government contracting. When you get access to the 30-day challenge, you'll have the video training for government contracting already in the back office. You guys can start going to go learn about government contracting right now. But this challenge is to really help you guys get your systems built for whatever business that you're in. It don't matter the business. The systems stay the same no matter what business. All businesses need sales and leads, and they got to have some way to keep track of everything. Well, guys, we've built one system, one tool that has every single solution that you need. And in this 30-day challenge, we're going to be going over drilling into you, trying to figure out how to make sure we understand how you're going to operate your business, who's your perfect customers when it comes to the government, B2B and B2C. And then we're going to put these processes and procedures in place for you, whether it's your email marketing campaign, whether it's your social media for lead capturing. But most importantly, I told y'all need a CRM. Like, y'all just suck at CRMs, right? Most of y'all don't have one. How many of y'all got a CRM? Put a me in the chat. If you ain't got a CRM, put a no in the chat. Put a me in the chat if you got a CRM. Put a no in the chat if you don't. And that's customer relationship management. You got to have some type of flow. So we've built this out for you guys. You'll be able to find government contract opportunities, put it into your CRM, and as you move forward, whether you're submitting the bid or not, you can start keeping data of what's going on. Not only that, you could track, your subcontractors, whether they're on a project. You could put all the information in here, the tasks that need to be done. You could put any notes if you need to book and schedule meetings with people on this project. You could set all of your calendar meetings up right here. It'll automate and send all of this stuff out to them. And most importantly, when you guys go to talk to the people, I told you guys, I want you guys to be able to have it where others can do this. But in the beginning, it's probably going to be you. We got to build things out that people can come in. So with our system here, as you're talking to government decision makers or subcontractors, potential teaming clients or whatnot, you can just click right here on the tab. And what ends up happening is every time you email them or you message them, text message or whatnot in the system, the conversation stays in the system. So now any employee can come click on that person and see exactly what was sent to them, what was said to them. And this helps your conversation out because you're keeping the same language. You're keeping, you're going to be talking to hundreds of people. The odds of you remembering what you said to everybody is slim to none. Well, now you can. You can come here, see what you guys talked about previously, and continue that conversation like you never left off. That other person, they're not talking to 100 people every day. They was talking to you. They remember the conversation. So what ends up happening right here is, and guys, all that stuff ain't real anyways, but now you can move this. And we did the same thing for your FU, okay? We'll have the whole network when you're out there meeting people and you get their business cards. Like, don't just throw the business card away or say, I'm going to get to it later. Fill the information out and it's going to come right here on your opportunity flow. And you can come back and remember, like, okay, this is why I met that person. Let's put a task on that person to follow up, right? And this is automatically going to put tasks and stuff in place. We already have that stuff built out for you. So on this 30-day challenge that we have here, We're going to be showing you how to do this. And when it comes to government contracts, again, we already got the marketplace for the federal side. You'll be able to eventually just log into the system here. And based off your NAICS code, you can come look at the opportunities section, and all of the opportunities are just going to pop up right here. All you're going to do is take the opportunities based off your NAICS code and put them into your system. And just like that, like, that's why I say I'm not teaching government contracting anymore. I've built the tools out that, look, you can go watch the videos and learn about government contracting, but success loves speed, man. Y'all have been taking too long learning about things that don't matter. So with our tool in our system, it puts you into action right now. Like, you got the contract right here. What else we talking about? We should be talking about the contract and you submitting towards the contract. I don't need to know nothing about what a women-owned business has done. Like, how do they evaluate? I don't need to know none of that. You need to look at the contract, and the contract will tell you everything that you need to know. And if you don't know something, guess what? You'll be able to go to the back office and watch the video on it, because I already made a video about it. So make sure that you guys are visiting SB Money Flow. You can come to travisknows.com and join the challenge right here. Or you can go to sbgovconlive.com and join the challenge as well. But that will kick off January the 2nd. And it actually has already kicked off. I've already been sending pre-training videos out. Because, look, as I said in the emails that I sent to everybody that joined, I'm an athlete, okay? Never in my life would I approach a game that I know I'm about to give it my all in. I would never approach it without warming up. And I would never do that to y'all, because we about to get busy in these 30 days. Like, if you're a person that make excuses, don't join this challenge. I don't have time for it. I'm not going to baby you. I have absolutely no pity for anybody, no sympathy for anybody. I don't care what goes on in this next 30 days in your life. You're going to make a sacrifice in this next 30 days with no excuses, all right? Like, when you don't make excuses, you make things happen. So since I would never put myself in a game that I got to put that type of effort into without warming up, we're starting to warm up already. So the minute that you join, you should get emails to start warming up. Because when January 2nd hit, the warm-up's done. We're getting busy. So once again, go to travisknows.com, get yourself registered, or go to sbgovconlive.com and get yourself registered. People ain't serious or going full time. That's why they taking long for the community. Hey, I can't lie with you. I can't argue with you on that one right there. Don't forget, guys, we're about to get up out of here. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for hanging out with me today. Hopefully you guys got some value out of today. Tomorrow, we will be back here talking about running ads on that SB Money Flow. So you guys don't want to miss out on that. Don't forget, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button. Make sure that you tell somebody else about what we got going on over here if you enjoyed this segment today. Don't forget to follow me over there on Instagram so you can learn a little bit more about me. But the YouTube is what we're really trying to go. So tell people to come over here to the YouTube, subscribe to the channel, give us a shout out. Let us know if you're enjoying what we're putting down. I love you all. I hope that you guys have an amazing night. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, this will go off when the music goes off. I love you all. Talk with you later.
It's just different.
Yeah. You already know what it is. Pure money, baby. I keep a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. Said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. I said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Come and hang with the gang. Get some free game added to your mainframe. Gotta keep your mind sharp, we gotta maintain. And it's even better when the squad on the same thing. Steady swishing on the competition. We ain't tripping about the opposition. We on a mission and we got a vision. People in need, we believe we got got it like, okay. I keep a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. I said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. I said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money. Been slept on, money never stepped on. We increasing positivity until the stress gone. Satan tried to hold the squad back, but we kept on. We ain't making this up, no Revlon. I ain't trying to make you blush, but this a highlight. We send the high vibes, homie, this a high life. We rising far above the game, that's a flyby. But we still connected to the source, that's that Wi-Fi. Reception, now we answer the call. This squad taking questions and we answer them all. We don't wanna see you fall, we wanna see you ball. We all gon' eat with the peeps, we gon' feed them all. Couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. I said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure.